snap.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Youth Ministry Booster Podcast. Hanging out live at Etch 2024 with me, Zach Workin, and Chad. Wait. Chad?
Yeah.
Hey,
different Chad.
Different Chad, but Chad nonetheless.
That's right, baby.
Dude, that'd be like your disciple name is Chad nonetheless.
Chad nonetheless.
Chad nonetheless.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, because you have to differentiate between.
Dude, how
Chad
bad does
nonetheless.
James the Less feel?
Right, I know. I've always thought about that.
Like it's like Peter, James, and John, and James the Less.
But I bet in like Greek, Hebrew, whatever, I bet the less sounds like
so cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, so
like.
Whatever you think James the Less is in Greek, fire away.
Maybe
scholars.
Somebody knows.
Fire away.
Yeah,
scholars.
let's hear that, man.
Bro, this is Chad Daugherty. Thank you, buddy, for being here at the party,
dude. Hey,
so
that's right, dude. It's so good to be here. It is awesome.
It's so I love these opportunities because it feels like you get to talk to people that you talk to a lot, but in person.
Yes,
this is the reminder that being in the room is special.
So special,
dude. Thanks, man. Thanks for being here,
dude.
Chad Daugherty, hanging out from Pensacola, Florida.
Yeah, baby.
Coming to you live from Nashville. How's Etch been, man? It been good,
dude.
For
Etch
you?
has been awesome.
Yeah,
it has been awesome. So this is my first time.
Okay,
and won't be the last
Long-time listener, first time
yeah, dude. And that's why, you're here. And okay, can I say this real quick though?
Please
part of this, like, so I love being at Etch.
Yeah,
but being a part of this, I'm so sad I'm not in the garage.
Okay,
like that's a part. But I know, like,
hard
Oklahoma,
to bring the garage
Florida,
on the
but
road.
Hey, let's come. We pack up the Subarus and the bikes.
That's okay. We'll get you in the garage.
You just need to hang like the golf ball or the from here, right
little
here.
Yellow foam ball.
Just a little bit of something from the garage.
Bring the Yeti from the table. And well, we'll get you in the garage, but it is fun to be here live and record.
Totally.
One, because it's just fun to hang out with you.
Yeah.
Two, it's always nice to have another Chad in my life, right?
You can't have too many
Chads. You gotta have backups, right. Like, what if something happens? It's like a set of car keys, right?
Yeah.
I need two.
Just a couple of Chads, man.
Just a couple of Chads, dude. It's good. It was really funny. You were at the booth, and you were like, hey, everybody, I'm Chad.
Yeah.
And you could see the look of, like, confusion.
Yeah.
You're like, you look more like Zach, but you said your name is Chad.
Like, wait a minute.
I don't know what
I
to
haven't
do.
seen the YouTube version of the podcast, but I don't know.
Maybe,
they just thrown for a loop.
He said he's Chad really confidently. But, man, we're glad you're here. You're here sharing on a few things. You've done ministry for a while.
Yeah.
But we're going to get into some stuff about middle school ministry or J-High.
J-High, whichever way you go. Yeah.
Is that like a regional dialect?
It's got to be. Because I was in Texas.
It's like soda and pop?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Or buggy shopping cart.
Oh, yeah. Or if you're British, trolley.
Oh, the trolley, yeah.
What is the British version of J-High?
Of J-High? Yeah, I don't know.
Let's work on that in a minute.
Little global research of J-High.
Probably primary school.
That's right.
It's secondary.
Secondary school. Secondary ministry.
Finishing school. Yes, yeah. All you high school ministers, the finishing school. Stop it. But, man, I wanted to ask a little bit about just some of your journey and stuff. But before we get into that, you've been in middle school ministry for a while.
Yeah, man.
You're very good at it. But sometimes
it.
we don't get good unless we were first less good.
Yes.
So, Chad, by way of introduction, what are maybe some middle school activities or games that you've done that have gone wrong?
Yeah. Okay, so this was this was a game. Stage game in front of everybody, okay?
Good.
Everybody
set it all up.
Set it up, dude.
Yeah.
And this was a game I personally was so pumped about.
Okay.
Like I
you sat in your office and you were ready.
And I thought about it. Like, dude, I planned this out and I was like, this is going to be awesome.
There was a cork board with cards and
ideas. Dude, yeah, the whiteboard was there. Like, all right, this is going to happen. Okay, so this game came out in like stages and developed in front of the students, okay?
Oh, okay.
So maybe I think somewhat of a classic. Hey, we're going to chug a soda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So on the stage. Oh, and by the way, I had my one of our young adults helping me for the game. I needed a co-partner in this one. So he was up there with me.
Yeah.
All right. So he
always
was
good to have
too.
a co-host.
Always good to have a co-host.
It's hard to carry the energy alone.
Yeah. So we knew we had to hype up the energy. And dude, he was the perfect dude to do that. So we hype up the energy. Hey, you're going to chug a Coke, all right? Oh, so bring people up there. Plot twist, you're going to take off your sock. And you're going to put that sock over the Coke, all right?
So now you're tricking them.
Now you're tricking them, yeah. It's like, I thought I was going to, get to chug a soda.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So now they're going to have to chug the soda through the sock. Plot twist again.
No. Easy,
You probably know where this is going.
Oh.
Pass the, switch
Your
the
neighbor's
sodas.
sock. Yeah.
So
Oh.
now you're gonna chug the soda through the other person's
Yeah,
sock.
yeah.
Dude, they just shut it down. They were like, no, we are not doing this. We're not doing this.
Rightfully
and,
so.
Dude, and so it was one of those moments too in leadership. You're like, okay, I gotta think on the fly.
Did they rebel?
They totally rebelled. Like
Yeah.
as much as we pushed. As far as we could to say, hey,
Did you choose the right kids? Did you pick the kids
Dude,
that were
yes,
gonna,
and that was the thing,
like
too.
the crazy kids that might have actually done it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's what was so mind blowing about this. I was like, dude, we had this all set up for success. There's no
Devin will
issue.
do anything.
Come on, Devin.
Come on, Devin.
Dude, you got
do
it
it
again.
again.
And Devin denied it that day.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
He had the
and
people behind him.
He totally
He
did.
Maximus you. He gladiated you.
He totally did. So he denied it. So on the flip in, so we're like, all right, we got to do something. The co-host and I.
You did it.
We took it.
Oh, you did.
Yes,
Oh,
dude. So we took it. So
God.
we exchanged socks and sodas.
Tonight's lesson on substitutionary atonement brought to you by Chad and his co-host.
Dude, well, it totally did go into that. I was like, hey guys, listen, we took
He
this
paid
for
the
you.
price that you would not pay. I don't think that's good theology.
Yeah, I don't
but that's
know,
a
man.
great object lesson. So never again.
Never again.
Did you have like
dude.
an amazing name?
Well, I
for
say
this game.
no, because
okay.
we didn't want to put it out there
yeah,
too much,
okay,
so
I
we
mean,
just
yeah.
unveiled it. Never again though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
You think it's coming
different
back?
context.
You
I don't know. Maybe we'll
Here's
give it a
the deal,
shot.
man. You get enough kids doing that on the TikTok,
Right?
and then they were like, they'll get
And-
ready. For
yeah,
it.
yeah,
So
that's totally true.
We just need to
So,
convince some TikTokers to. Yikes.
So yeah, dude, that was
okay.
that was a game that totally blew up.
Yeah.
And what I don't know. To me, I'm like, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's awful. What do you have an opinion? If you were the student,
so she's a listener, she's a friend.
Uh-huh.
We played a game early in my ministry. Similar, it was a soda chugging.
Okay,
thing. The whole night there was a Wednesday between series like 15 years ago, and the Wednesday night was April Fool's Day.
Okay.
And so I've talked about the podcast before, but they came in and I gave them hats that all said "fool" on the hat. And we do teams on Wednesdays, and so there was a big table banquet set out. And then tonight's the Fool's Banquet, and so there was just stuff in front of them to eat. And it was one of those. It was that like dare within the dare of like they're wearing a hat that says "Fool" on it. And then I was actually, does anybody want to eat this pepper? And like, I'll do it for points. So we all went to the table, and I had like cheap knockoff pineapple soda.
Okay.
I was like, who thinks they can chug it the fastest? And this young lady's like, me. And so she and this other kid, confident.
Okay.
Me and this other kid,
I got this.
this other kid were chugging. She did it. And then she went outside and laid it on the sidewalk and almost never got back up. Like, she missed the whole lesson.
Yeah, 'cause
she missed
she's
the whole
just
part
so-
where I was like, we can sometimes wear the hat of a fool and still act foolish.
Yeah.
I was so proud. Again, it was it became this like overstretched theological thing. But like they're wearing a hat that says fool, and she was like downing it.
But she's
and she
like
went on the
outside
sidewalk and she almost
just laid
perished.
there.
Yeah, she was. It was
Oh, she was
she's
almost
like
done.
she never drinks pineapple soda again. Like she won't drink. She won't drink.
Oh, it's one of those things that like has this.
It created a
total-
reflex.
Yeah.
It created a reflex.
Wow.
She's done. So food games, I've sworn them off.
Oh,
because I
so
almost
totally.
hurt someone.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Fair enough. Fair
But,
enough.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's wild, man.
That is,
It's
dude.
wild. Say a little more though. I mean, were you just naturally planning food games and then found out that ministry would give you a chance to do that, or like what actually got you into student ministry?
Oh,
stuff?
dude. Okay, so
Did you grow up in one, or like?
well, I not really, because I was saved later on.
Okay.
Yeah, 15. So
Okay.
so sophomore in high school.
Okay.
So got saved, plugged in. It was really crazy though. So I got saved at a D now,
Yeah.
right? And I was like, oh, dude,
So,
like,
so the work of youth ministry brought you to the
oh,
Lord. Yeah,
100%.
yeah, okay.
Well, I'll say the work of youth ministry and the persistence of people,
Okay.
of students,
Oh, okay.
like not
Fellow
giving up
students.
on their other friends,
Okay.
right? He kept asking, and I said,
You
no,
came to
no.
youth because somebody, a fellow student invited you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. And I
Yeah.
kept denying it.
Yeah,
But
okay.
then he said, hey, it's free. And I was
Yeah.
like, all right, let's go. Okay,
let's
yeah.
go.
So went to that, got saved, and then I was like, whoa, church is really important, all right? My first Wednesday, the youth pastor left.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like,
Is this how it always
I
goes?
was like,
Yeah.
okay.
High drama.
Dude, and he had been there for a while, so everyone's like crying, and I'm like,
You're like,
I don't know the guy.
yeah.
So
Chuck was great. Yeah. I don't know. Wait.
Okay,
Yeah.
see you.
Rod. Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, I don't even know
this guy, yeah.
So So that was tough because in a season of student ministry where I was brand new, kind of fell through the cracks. Love the church. I think it just in that season of lack of leadership, like key leadership, just kind of got missed. So my high school years, not a whole lot of growth, not a whole lot of discipleship. It was really in college when that began to happen. But like I still understood, hey, church is like super important. So always plugged into church. It just never had somebody come along and say, hey, like this is important. Like, hey, you need to have a regular prayer time. You need to have a regular like time in God's word and study God's word. How do you do that?
Guiding.
So college was my time to do that.
Okay.
Had a guy come in. So, but like I said, always plugged in the church. Like all through, I guess into my senior year, it wasn't until we actually had somebody come in. He was there for a little bit, and then we had another youth pastor come in, and we were at camp. And so he was like, hey, dude, like, I want you to be my intern. Okay. So while this is also going on, all right, so God has always put me in the midst of middle school ministry, whether I wanted it to be or not. So
the inescapable call.
The inescapable call. So even previous to internship, like I was a part of like a parachurch ministry, middle school, kind of like Young Life, but just middle school. So super fun. And they're like, hey, we need help. Do you want to come help? And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, I'll do this. So that was kind of my foot into like middle school ministry. Then started to be an intern simply because the youth pastor was like, dude, I don't want to have to handle middle schoolers. That's on you. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. So did that, loved that. Went to seminary, served at a larger church with a middle school only ministry. And I was like, this is new. I didn't know that like this
you could
exists.
do that.
I didn't realize that was a thing. So started doing that. And man, that was like the
guardrails.
Here's a place for you. And dude, that's what it was. It did like the guy that I served with as the student pastor. He just loved and knew the importance and the value of that season of life, and the church there did too. And I was like, wow, this is really interesting. So that was like when previously it was like, hey, you're just doing this to do this, or you're forced to. That began the transition. The turning point in my life was like, no, I think I really want to get to do this. So I saw the value in that. Then graduated seminary, kind of just thought, I was like, well, I'm just going to go serve at a church, probably 6th through 12th grade. The Lord opened up an opportunity where I actually got to go to a church where they had a middle school ministry. They were looking for a middle school pastor. Boom, I'm there. And so literally for the past 15 years of ministry, it's all been middle school ministry focused.
Which is one of the things. So I've got two key questions I wanted to ask you about serving as a minister, and then we're going to talk a little bit about middle school ministry. One is, what has that been a comfort to have such a rock solid base and a laser focus? There's a piece of me that feels like, because sometimes you hear the tension in some people's voice of like, high school, middle school, should I split them? Should I like, you just almost see that like, I feel like I'm doing two different things. Has that been like almost like a comfort or a driving force that it's been like middle school? Just locking it in the same way that like any other age group would feel like locked in.
I totally think so. And I think even maybe I even thought about this the other day. I was like, is this me personally? Like, is this how like God has developed me and gifted me? Like, maybe because dude, I could be all over the place, and if I'm not focused on something,
but maybe that's perfect for that.
Dude, I know. It's like that makes total sense. And so I think a lot of it is like, just for me, is like having that focus, dude, and zoning in, locking in, and just being like very minded about what they're going through and how they change and how they develop. Like me being, now I will say, like, whether you're just middle school only or the whole spectrum, like you still have to be very mindful of that.
You do, but there's almost a little bit of like Mel Gibson Patriot, like aim small, miss small. Like it's the 3-year cycle, like 6 to 7 to 8 to graduate. And so it gives you that way of like being like, I don't know, thinking about like things that are age appropriate, developmentally appropriate. Like, because it's narrowed enough, it's related, and I love it.
Well, and I think a lot of ways, like you're just being very keen on how to shepherd those students and how to shepherd them well. And so so I think for me, I think there is a wonderful focus when you're just like, all right, this is my vision, this is like where I'm heading. And
but maybe you didn't always feel that way. One of the things that we've talked about just as friends, like there's a certain kind of sweet spot that comes from, and I hear it in your voice from your story of like feeling like that key leader was the exit day of your first youth pastor. Like not having someone that was there.
Yeah.
Like, what is that sweet spot of being in ministry? What like how long do you need to be somewhere? Do you feel like it's like really like you're recouping and finding that fruit?
Yeah. So for me, and even for me personally, but also as I just talked to other guys in ministry, for me, I began to see that sweet spot like in the 2-year mark.
Okay.
The 2-year mark.
Give it at least 2 years.
Give it at least
like
2 years.
You don't even know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay.
You're trying your hard, like you're working hard. You're doing. But I think a lot of times it's not until that 2-year mark when I think you begin to see a lot of the fruit from the investment that you've made the past 2 years.
Because trust is slow. It takes a while to build trust, especially if it's like kids and their parents.
Yes.
And you're only seeing them a couple times a week or a month.
And depending on the context of like the church itself, like what happened previously.
Yeah. You may be having to work through some stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know for me personally, so here, the previous church I was at, so the 2-year mark really came, but they had a season prior to me where they just had this rotating door of student pastors. And so for leaders and parents, so I had this really cool conversation with a leader, and she was very open and honest, and she was like, hey, when you first got here, so this was like literally the 2-year anniversary when she was talking to me, and she's like, hey, when you got here, I was like, she was so honest, she was like, how long is this joker going to stay here for?
They were going to wait you out.
Yeah. They were going to wait me out. He's like, he's probably just going to move on. Like that was their assumption. That was their expectation.
It makes a lot of sense for folks that struggle with early recruitment.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I don't have to go learn this new system or whatever. Because that is something I tell folks is like, if you feel like it's hard to get volunteers, leaving is not going to make that easier.
Totally. Yeah.
Folks that, again, don't burn bridges, be wise, be smart.
Yep.
But the longer you stick around, the more you're able to talk about the fruit and celebrate.
Yes, yeah.
But the trust is there of like, oh man, like Chad's ministry, this is what they do.
Yeah.
This is what they expect. And then your current leaders can be advocates for like, no, it's fun to serve.
Yeah.
It's great.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you build that culture. Yeah. And that's the thing. Culture, man, I think a lot of times we want this like microwave culture.
Yeah.
And it's a slow cooker, dude.
We're gonna fix it by camp.
Yeah. It's like, no way. It's just not.
Yeah.
It's just not. You gotta spend the time, you gotta put in the effort. And I think you do see it's the early investments of a long-term reward.
Well, again, the game of youth ministry is not always played out inside the time that you have them. And I think middle school, maybe it's almost a better reminder because there's no way. Right? There's no way. Like, well, when they finish 8th grade, they'll be ready.
Oh yeah.
Right. But that's the whole point. Is that there were seeds there were practices there, there was relationships built there, so that as they do grow.
Yes.
I mean, I hope we're not stuck with our 8th grade self.
Right.
But I think sometimes we can feel like that. If we, especially for folks that are doing 6th through 12th grade, you spend a third of their life with them. Yeah, you feel like, oh man, well this is really gonna. Some people don't figure it out till college.
Right? Yeah,
you may have been in youth group all of high school, but it may take till college or after. But look at you now. You're still doing the thing.
Yeah, come on, man.
Okay, tell me why middle school ministry is the best.
Okay.
For an audience that may have their own like stories or myth, dismiss the myth. Why is it the best?
So listen, if you ask anyone in that like in the audience, right, the worship, you say, hey, raise your hand if middle school was the best time of your life. Dude, like no one's like, no. You have to pay the
Can I scrub it? Yeah. Dude, I peaked in 7th grade. Yeah.
So and that's the thing, and like, dude, no one qualifies middle school. That season of middle school is like the best, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and this is what I truly believe. So here's what we need to know. If you describe middle school in one word, it would probably a couple. Okay, change. That's most or awkward. Yeah. Okay,
or change that you didn't plan on. That felt really awkward.
That felt really awkward. Yeah, you combine the two.
Why does my body betray me when I'm 14? I didn't want to smell
What's going
that.
on? I didn't choose this life.
Yeah. For all the Axe deodorant haters, listen, I get it. It's not a good perfume.
Yeah, but it's
when
a
you
quick.
Smell bad
Yeah, dude.
And no one told you why. You're just trying to find a fix.
It's the duct tape of deodorant, baby.
That's right. It smells better than I do.
Yeah, I'll take Axe body spray over like smell of
Natural
onion
funk,
any day. Yeah. But here's so with all that change, man, here's what I've come to realize and value and appreciate, because this helps me embrace the awkward.
Yeah.
The changes that they're going through, dude, it is designed by God. Like what they are experiencing is how God created them.
Yeah.
Like it's not we have to get out of the mindset that this is bad, this is awkward, this is weird, and it is for them.
Yeah.
But for us, we have to be beyond that and say, no, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Because of all those changes, dude, it is literally the key moment in their life where they get to understand who God is, who they are, where they belong, what their purpose is. And then we think, no, like, I don't think that they can possibly get all that in middle school. That's how God designed it.
That's where it's coming. And again, they don't have it figured out then.
No.
But they're asking.
But it's the foundation.
Yes,
it's the questions that they're asking that we need to be present and there for, so that we can help them walk through the season.
Don't miss that wonderful window.
And honestly, dude, it really is. I think we often don't understand this, but it's not. It's a short window.
It is a short window.
It's a short window that we often just say, nah, we're gonna bypass it. We'll wait. We'll wait till they're ready.
Yeah.
Oh man, when we think they're ready, it
may be too late.
Yes, it's maybe too late. So, dude, it is just it. That's what gets me up in the morning, so excited about middle school ministry, because today is the day for them that literally their life could be changed by the gospel and like forevermore into adulthood.
Yeah.
You know? So, dude, it's
well, again, as the dad of a fourth grader, we're getting there and we're trying to figure things out, man. Like yesterday, I got a text and he's at school, fourth grade. And I don't know what the assignment was. I just know in his precious little handwriting, he had written down short-term and long-term goals. And his short-term goal, fourth grade. Short-term goals were getting to Z-level reader, which means he had mastered all his reading stuff. It was finishing the Skylanders game that he's playing.
I love that.
He wrote long-term goals, Chad. And one of his long-term goals was getting his driver's license, exploring the world.
Let's go.
And going to Universal Studios as a fourth grader. As a fourth, he's doing that.
One of his things, he just wants to ride Hulk.
He wants to ride. We're going to go ride the Hulk. He's going to pee his pants. It's going to be great. I will say he is my coaster buddy. So this summer, every in the summer, I always take each of my boys on a little trip.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so this is the year of coasters because everybody's over 4 feet tall, so we can ride everything.
We can all go on it.
So we did the Titan and Six Flags Over Texas.
Dude.
And so my little 9-year-old,
That's
glasses
awesome.
in hand, folded up in his lap, is just like. He got off and he was like, "Wow,
that was awesome."
He's 9 and he's right. Like again, I'm sure it was an assignment at school, but in his precious handwriting, he's thinking about what it's like to be 16. He's thinking about what it's like to what he wants to go see and do. So don't say they're not ready. Even as awkward as they are,
right? Embrace that
with his glasses and his palate splitter that's making his teeth better. Dude, that was our best story
that's
this
precious,
summer.
Dude. I love
he got
it
put in, and so he got home, and he talks great, super verbal, super smart. But it's a metal piece.
Yeah,
in his mouth
it's gonna be difficult.
He's
to
like,
talk.
"Do I sound different?" And I said, "No, you sound fine." So, we're back now, but there was a 5-week window where I was like, "Say more things."
I need you to talk to me a lot with
Tell
THs.
me about your day. How is school? Yeah, it's so good. Well, okay, so middle school ministry is the best.
Dude, yeah.
What about folks that feel like they're juggling both?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, we're saying it from a position of, dude, it's limited focus, laser focus. For those that are responsible, middle school and high school, what are some things they can be sensitive to or thoughtful of embracing the awkward to help with the high school ministry, or maybe to help high school ministry kids be reminded that they were not so cool.
Bring it down to
Devin.
Come on, Devin,
get it together.
That is hard. I think a lot of times because when you're teaching or something like that, a lot of times they say they're like, hey, you're teaching kind of like the median level,
right?
Which is like, so it's above middle school.
Yeah, so
it's like below.
You're almost just missing.
You're just missing. You're just kind of central. So man, I think just find those little spots in your ministry where you can just show that hey, like I value you in this season. So whether that's like, hey, a middle school only Super Smash Brothers tournament night, and just for them. If you have the opportunity, like a middle school only event. Like a Saturday all day,
a Sunday afternoon,
like, something like that. Just go out
after church, anything,
or give them even opportunities to like take ownership in some like big things. So maybe have a serve Saturday, where you equip them with the gospel. It's just a middle school on that day, and they go out. So here's the thing: like they're going to be nervous out of their minds, but if you equip them, and they'll go do it.
They will.
Like, because here's the thing too: middle schoolers, they just want to be accepted. Like that's literally that is their biggest key is like, will this adult accept me for him?
Do you like me?
Yeah, do you like me?
That's good wisdom. Because I think so many folks are like, do I like middle school kids?
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
You actually don't have to like middle school kids. What you or will they like me is middle school students just want to know if you like them.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
You don't have to be cool.
No.
Because they're not cool.
No.
They just want somebody who thinks that they are cool.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And so if you just show, hey man, I value you.
Yeah.
I accept
you don't have
you
to
for
play Minecraft. You just have to ask them if they're playing Minecraft.
Yeah. Are you playing? Dude, I get that all the time. Like, they just go into I don't know Minecraft.
At all.
And they're just unpacking stuff.
Good.
And I'm like,
thank you for dispelling the myth.
Yeah, dude. Middle school pastor, been there for 16 years. Have no idea about Minecraft.
Can't
Never
tame
played.
a horse. Couldn't tame a horse.
Right, dude. What is it? Stephen Adam? I don't know. Dude, yeah. So, but I ask questions.
Yeah.
And I dive into what they're doing. So, man, just value them.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing. And find places like in your teaching and stuff like that to help it kind of bring something. Maybe it's an object lesson, something to help them like connect the dots. Yeah. Because they're going from that very weak, going from concrete to abstract thought.
Yeah.
And so if you're
build that muscle.
Yeah, and faith is all abstract.
Yeah.
Dude, and so if you
should love other people.
Come on, like
right,
give me some, and that's why I
agree.
I feel like, and that's why but here's the thing. So you talked about student pastors, 6th through 12th grade. If you feel like you're spread, man, equip your small group leaders to be the ones to really know what's going on that season of life, because they can be the ones that help put the handles on the truth and make that very application oriented to say, hey, this is what it looks like for you in your life as a middle schooler. What does that look like? Take the concrete and make it abstract and help them walk through that. So equipping your leaders is huge, man.
And equipping, but almost I think maybe empower, embolden. Hey, if you're middle school guys, if the high school guys are all like talking about stuff, and the middle school guys are like playing ninja between questions or whatever, totally fine.
Like, it's okay.
Like, if the middle school version of whatever we're doing is a little more active or object or silly. Mad.
Embrace that.
Embrace it.
In fact, actually plan that. Yeah. Go ahead and like make that a part of your weekly. This is what I think. I think you should make those opportunities a weekly part of your sermon prep process.
Yes.
Because when you say, "Hey, relationships are important," off the platform, because that communicates honestly a lot of ways as much as it does whatever you say on the platform.
Yes.
So thinking about, what do I do to welcome students? What do I do to help them understand what's the game? How am I going to have a leader set up to play ping pong and just spend that time having fun, because that's huge.
Good. All right, melee moment. Fun matters in middle school ministry. Help folks out there maybe thinking like, okay, middle school, I'm bought in. Let's think about, let's do. What do I start? What do I do? You've talked about fun is important.
Yep.
What are some really good middle school specific fun ideas? So I love the idea of a middle school only serve day.
Yeah.
Because it gives them a chance to rise to the occasion.
Yep.
Instead of being the little kids at the party.
Yes. Like tag-alongs.
Yeah. So instead of like, oh, we're the young bunch, it's like, no, man, the 8th graders are now leading and doing. Give us some other rapid fire. And from your experience, middle school, either fun, insight, tag, opportunities.
Okay, so one of the things that we did that actually just started, it was like super, it wasn't even, it was just like, hey, let's do this for a summer calendar. We have a mascot.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a mascot. It developed over the course of about a semester.
Okay.
So it's a llama.
It's a llama.
Yeah, llama.
Have a name, a backstory?
Sometimes Larry the llama. But the backstory is this. So it just kind of came out as like, hey, let's do this to promote summer stuff.
Yeah.
Because the idea was, hey, have you ever you've seen a llama?
Yeah.
Okay, they're usually puffy. Have you ever seen one that's sheared?
No.
Dude, they're quite odd looking. They're very
different.
Very skinny, not as puffy. So you cannot ride a llama.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. They're beasts of burden.
They can carry stuff, but they can't carry you.
Exactly. Okay.
Ooh.
So the llama cannot get you to where you want to go.
Okay.
All right. It is a help to get you where you want to go. Okay.
Okay.
So our ministry, we can't save people.
Okay.
Only the Lord can do that.
Yeah,
but we are a help to get students where they want to go on their journey with Jesus.
Yeah.
So we have. So do we embrace that? They love it. After every service now, I said llama squad, and they put up their llamas. And they'll wrap their arms around the people around them. And because it's a community thing, llamas are also
gestures,
social
massive
animals.
social,
This actually goes quite. It's like goes quite
deep. It's deep.
Yeah. So they'll wrap their arms and say, "Hey, what do we do?" And they say, "Put Jesus first." And I say, "Go and travel, journey well, and share Jesus with others." So we
You got a little benediction. You got a llama benediction. The blessing of the llama. Yeah. Okay. All right, yeah,
dude. So it's fun.
Yeah.
And so that's just something like a part of our mission. Honestly, it's kind of become part of our DNA, but it's a fun thing, and so that communicates a whole lot. And it's honestly easy to communicate. This is what we do, and so to see that llama, they know, parents know.
But it's wrapped up in an idea, in a metaphor, and again, these are folks that love teams. Gaming and ideas.
Yeah.
Okay, one other one I want to draw out from you is you're the master of playing traditional games in awkward ways.
Yes.
It's so like a game they know with a twist they don't.
Okay, So this actually started at our middle school weekend.
Okay.
This also is going to develop in things.
Birthed,
I don't know if I just take things and I just run with them, maybe too long. I don't know, but this is what we did. So
but
middle
again,
school weekend.
It's new kids every 3 years.
Yeah, that's true. So you just rotate through. It's brand new.
3 times. That's it. It's fine. Yeah.
So middle school weekend, we played ultimate frisbee with an octopus.
Okay.
Dude. The pictures are awesome. Because you see this octopus, like tentacles flying.
Where did you acquire said octopus?
Well, so Pensacola by the Ghost, Joe Patty's little advertisement. I don't know if maybe they'll send you some. But
shout out Joe.
Shout out Joe Patty's. So just go down Joe Patty's, pick up an octopus, and just toss it around, man. What's the best is like students get so into the game, and I think they forget what the object is that they're throwing around. So like, hey, me right here, and it comes their way, and they're like, oh no. So, like, I immediately regret this decision. So, dude, and that was awesome. So that initiated that every middle school weekend. So we have an octopus for some sort of game.
Amazing.
And so last year we did I saw this that roll the Oreo, right, and it goes into something. So hey, you get it in this cup, you win a prize. If you don't get it in 3 tries, you have to hug the octopus. You have to hug the octopus.
So octopus
they
games.
took it. I did not require this. They took it next level. They started kissing it. I was like, dude, don't do that.
Wow.
Dude. So that was. But that's what middle schools do. They're going to take that next level. And so that was super fun. So just and so what that does, it adds a level of, I think to me, expectation. So they kind of, because they're like, dude, they're pumped this year. It's like, are we going to have an octopus? Is it going to come back?
Yes.
I'm like, yes, it is.
Okay, so quick advocacy for our camp friends. 2 things they talk about is the beauty of, so for them, camp happens every year, but camp happens every year is tradition and surprise.
Yes.
You need some things that you're always going to do, always going to do it, but maybe a little different than
last year.
There's going to be an octopus game,
but what is there going to be?
I love it,
dude,
I love it.
So it's just fun. It keeps them on their toes, keeps them expecting it, because that's another thing. They just want, hey, I want some consistency, but I also want to be surprised.
All right.
So yeah, dude, it's good stuff.
Well, dude, Chad D, thank you so much for coming today,
Bro.
man. If folks want to connect with you or learn more, or just celebrate middle school ministry together, how can they find you? Where they connect?
So social media, Instagram, Chadwick.
Yes. Okay, good. Good.
Fun fact, real name.
Legal
Chadwick.
name.
Legal name. Chadwick _13.
13. Because that's, forever 13.
Forever 13.
Dude, Chad, thank you so much. Thanks for being here, Chad.
Man. Thank you,
Chad,
Zach.
more than nonetheless. Chad the Greater today. Thank you, bud. We'll see you back next week.